Hey guys, it's Vera Wylde, and it is time once again for Dear Vera. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I am still taking questions, and I have been answering these through email, even though I'm taking a lot longer to make videos on them. So I've never stopped answering your questions. So here was one that I got a while back, but I still find it interesting to talk about. Hi Vera. I was just talking to my girlfriend and she asked me a question that I couldn't answer, so I wanted to get your perspective on the issue. Are you and your male persona two independent people, or are they just two different versions of the same being? Do Vera and your male self have independent hopes and aspirations, or is it the same person simply presenting in different forms and through different mannerisms? I'm not talking about multiple personality disorder or anything clinical like that, just how you identify Vera and your other self in your own life. I realize that this is a bit philosophical and it may be a bit more personal than you would normally deal with, but this has just been bugging me. I also understand that there are many dressers who feel very different than what you feel, but I wanted to know your perspective on the issue. Thanks a bunch. Claire. Well, Claire, it is kind of a very interesting thing to talk about, and my perspective is going to be unique to me and my experience, so I certainly can't speak for anyone else. By and large, I have never considered Vera to be a separate entity or a separate personality from my male self. So I do consider these to all be different aspects of the same person, yet at the same time, in regards to sort of specifically how you worded it, you asked, do you have different aspirations and hopes? Kind of, yeah. When I'm sort of operating more in Vera mode, I do sort of think differently and have, different aspirations and different things that are occupying my thoughts than I have when I am, operating in my male identity. But the thing is, I don't attribute a lot of meaning to that, because I think whether it is linked to your gender or not, we all have different modes and different hopes and dreams and aspirations and things that we focus on when we're in those modes. I mean, at a very basic level, what occupies your thoughts and what you wish to do with yourself when you're at home is not the same as when you're at work. Or if you're a parent, whenever you're sort of in parenting mode, your thoughts and your hopes get very much tied to your children or the kind of world that your children are entering into, and what can you do to make that better. Whereas if you're hanging out with your friends, you're in a different headspace and you're just thinking differently. And I kind of think of it in those terms. So, and it is just all part of the greater tapestry that is me, or is you, or is anybody. So while I can find myself having slightly altered thought processes when I'm operating as Vera, I don't attribute much meaning to that, because as I said, I think that happens in the various modes we just undergo in our lives, whether you're in work mode, relax mode, parenting mode, hanging out with friends, whether you're in a romantic mode, whatever that is, it will affect just your thought process, the way you're thinking, what you're thinking about, and the way that you're feeling about it. And having this sort of more fluid gender identity just means that I have a different gender mode, whereas most people only have one. But it's just one more aspect for me in my life that has different settings to it, but I don't think of it as being any different from any other. So I hope that answers your question, Claire. Of course, you can always send questions for Dear Vera, or anything that you want to talk to me or ask me questions about. You can message me here on my channel. You can email me, verawylde@gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter @VeraWylde. So until next time, guys, keep those questions coming.